Well, our good friend, our good friend over in Australia, Aussie Ace.
Okay.
He never fails to fill up my email box with all kinds of stuff.
Right.
And he's basically fixated on this guy.
Okay.
You're just tuning in. It's Eddie Trunk Live.
That was a Wheezy production.
Nice. Okay, I'm going to ask you to do something with that Wheezy production. When you cut up the show,
Yeah.
can you take that out, please?
Yeah. Well, since it's at the very beginning, we won't get flagged.
Every single time that bumper plays, and I don't care if they flag, because all that does is makes it not monetized normally. But for whatever reason, the Beatles are one of those that anytime their music is played, they pull the fucking entire clip, the entire segment. They block it in all countries.
All right. Well, since it's at the very beginning of this segment, it'll be very easy to edit that out.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Anyway, of course, Eddie is all over this whole Kiss tour, this final Kiss tour, the last Kiss.
Boy, is he.
And I think our good friend Aussie Ace, he really gets a kick out of the the Shriller.
Sure.
We refer to Eddie as the Shriller.
The Shriller.
Yeah, he loves that. So he sent this clip over. He said, loads of Eddie material. He doesn't seem to hold back, even after the numerous CMS beatdowns. Like Eddie pays attention to us.
Eddie couldn't give a fuck what we're saying.
Maybe he avoids the show, gets the interns to take notes. Eddie shrilling again on Kiss.
Eddie Trunk is not worried about what we say.
Of course not.
Nor should he be.
He shouldn't.
That's why it does not include tickets.
Yeah, I mean, every time I run into Eddie, and I've said this before, and it is a fact, he comes over to say hello immediately.
Yeah, well, it always goes back to what we always. I know the fans want us to hate Eddie. We don't.
No, but we just find it funny that he gets so bent out of shape over Kiss.
Yeah.
Or any other subject.
Or UFO.
UFO.
Those are the two biggies.
So Eddie discusses this Kiss end of the road tour and the ridiculous special packages that are available for fans to buy, and the amount of money that fans are willing to spend for various aspects of the tour.
Right. Now, I'm going to tell you in advance, I've heard both of these clips. I don't know if you have both clips.
I do. Okay.
I've heard both, and while I certainly know where this is going to go, I agree with Eddie 1,000% on this. He is absolutely 100% right that this is absolute lunacy.
Well, the thing is just because something is available doesn't mean you have to buy into it.
I agree.
So it's not the lunacy of the band, it's the lunacy of the fans who would be willing to shell out the kind of money to take part in or own or, have the experience.
See, I don't know. I disagree with that. I disagree with you on that. In that, there's got to be a point, there's got to be a level where you just look at yourself and say, you know what? I am a billionaire because of these people.
Well, that would be a Don thing.
And I'm not saying that I am not by any means saying that Gene and Paul should not do these meet and greets or, what you're going to get into or any of this stuff at all. I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is when you're offering a package, when you know that your fans will do anything for you, and you're offering a package to people that make $40,000 a year, and they will take loans to do instead of paying their house payment and their car payment and, shit like that, that's fucking scuzzy.
You know what? I take a whole different viewpoint. Nobody forces you to do that. Nobody.
Nobody forces you to do it, but come on, man. At what point... and this goes against everything that I believe in capitalism. Maybe it's because I've never made that much money. But man, oh man, there's got to be a enough is enough moment. Gene Simmons should, and Paul too, because I'm sure Paul, even though we don't know what he has, I'm sure he's close to having the same amount of money as Gene.
Probably a $500 million, $500 million.
I would think. And when you have that much coin, and you're still out there like you're you know, not going to make it unless you absorb this. You know what? Do something nice once for your fans.
Well, I'll agree with that. You know, having a little bit of a what's the word? What's the word for that?
What? Charity? No. I don't, not charity, but I know what you're saying. A little bit of I don't know the word. I just think that it's all right. It's the final tour ever. You know,
throw the fans a bone.
Yeah, something. You know, my God, dude. These fans, think about it. Somebody that give the guys that bought your vault free tickets to the show nearest them. You know, something. You know, it's ridiculous that, you know, that he's gonna. Dude, the package that he's offering costs as much as my car. That's fucking insanity, and that is there's no other way to put it than that's taking advantage. It's taking that. Yes, I know that nobody has to, but you have to understand that your fans, if your fans have been supporting you and wearing fucking Kiss makeup to every Kiss show since 1974, and they have rooms full of Kiss shit, and you've seen them at all your shows and all, you know, if they're the hardest core, they come up with tattoos of your autograph all over their bodies and shit. When you're at that level, you know that they're a little bit fucking off when it comes to you.
So you're saying they're taking advantage of the retarded?
I really think they are. I really believe that some of the Kiss Army real hardcores are just a little bit fucky in the head. And Gene is just saying, well, fuck it, I can take their money. And again, I am never against making what you can make. But accept the fact, and Gene does accept the fact that he's a piece of shit doing it. And he really is. There's no way you could tell me he's not a piece of shit for doing this. He's a piece of shit. It's just go ahead, play the audio. When people hear what he's doing, it's really, really disturbing to me. To me, it's very disturbing.
Yeah, the word I was looking for was have a little benevolence.
Yeah, exactly. Do something for those hardcores instead of raping them for another $20,000. It's fucking disgusting, dude.
Hail and Kill caller, you're on the air.
Hey guys, I think the word we're looking for is compassion. Kiss should have compassion for their fans.
Yeah, I was looking for benevolence myself, having a little bit of a charitable spirit.
Yeah, I mean, for Christ's sakes, I mean, Kiss is, you know, millionaires because of their fans, and they're dead loyal. So, you know, I think compassion. It's like, you know, why are you charging, you know, $400, $500 a seat, you know, lower bowl, which I've kind of.
Well, you know, again, people throw the ticket prices on the band. And it's not it's not the band, it's the promoter.
Yeah, that part is fine. The charging $3,000 for a guitar strap, though, that's another issue, dude.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But yeah, I just want to chime in and just say, I think compassion. I mean, even the promoters, it's like, come on, really, like you guys were saying, enough's enough. I mean, how much do you want?
Well, I guess you could be like Rockefeller, just a little more.
Yeah, just right. All right, guys. Hail and kill.
Hail and kill.
Yeah, and again, I think Eddie goes way overboard with this, but I agree with him 1,000% on his point.
All right. Well, let's see what the Shriller has to say.
All right.
KISS have announced the second North American leg of their End of the Road World Tour. The first leg runs January 31st to April 13th. Now, this second span of U.S. and Canadian dates begins August the 6th in Sunrise, Florida, running through September 16th in Oakland, California. Looks to be a mix of arenas and outdoor sheds, as it will take place during the summer. Now, in the span between, starting in late May and running through mid-July, KISS will tour Europe, Russia, and the U.K. And now, most importantly, the KISS meet and greet experiences for the new dates will be on sale starting tomorrow.
Well, that's interesting that they're playing in Russia.
Yeah, well, maybe they haven't soaked up all the Russian money yet.
Well, maybe Mueller, they're not on, Mueller's radar. Maybe they need to call Gene Simmons in and see what kind of collusion he may have had with Russia.
Yeah, he might have. Maybe Gene Simmons influenced the election.
Yeah, could have been.
Could have been him.
You know that there is as I've mentioned this a few times before, and look, again, I'm not going to get into all the ins and outs of this KISS thing. Right now, it's their farewell tour. They're selling you a show, and they're not selling you any past members being a part of it. There is no confirmed whatsoever anything to do with any past members. It's the same band that's been out there for the last 15 years or so. Okay, so there's that. But when you talk about the meet and greets, do you know that there is a meet and greet package? Somebody sent me a link where you can buy one, and a lot of bands do this, not just KISS, but they don't publicize it all that much because it's so over the top and so much money. I guess they feel it doesn't really look so good, but they all, not all, but a lot of them do it. You can buy. You can go to one of these final KISS shows or any KISS show, and you can buy a guitar backstage played by Paul Stanley. And I'm assuming by Gene as well, but I didn't see the link for Gene. Somebody sent me the link for Paul's. It is one song or half a song that Paul will take the guitar and play during the course of the show. And then afterwards, he will sign it and hand it to you. So I don't know if it's even the actual real guitar or it's a knockoff. But basically, if you order it, at some point during the show, that actual guitar, he will hit some chords on and then meet you after the show and sign it, take a picture, and hand it to you. What do you think that costs, Ed? Give me a ballpark. What do you think?
Well, we talked about the upper echelons of the the VIP package.
The super VIP, almost covert. These are almost covert. Like you kind of have to dig deep or know about the website to order these quote unquote experiences. What does that go for? Give me an idea. I know, but I want to see what you think. No, that whole experience.
The whole experience plus the guitar.
Yeah, so you get, Paul Stanley played it for a song or half a song on stage the night you went, and then afterwards you're meeting him, he's handing you the guitar, signing it to you, and taking a picture with you.
Now, you get all the other accoutrements, you get to hang backstage.
You get no ticket. This does not include show ticket. It clearly states tickets are on you. This has nothing to do with the show. This is a side deal.
Because I would say maybe.
All right. Well, I thought about that too.
Mm-hmm.
The promoter is the one who is selling the tickets.
Right.
So basically, if say KISS were to include a ticket, they would have to buy that from the promoter, I guess.
No, they wouldn't.
Well, I'm whether it's cash or just some kind of a trade out or something.
Dude, every band gets a guest list.
True.
That could be part of their rider, 50 tickets on the guest list.
Well, depending on what the promoter is willing to pay them to play the arena or the local venue or whatever it is that they're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everything is a contractual thing, so they would have to write that into the contract, obviously.
Sure. But doable at KISS's level.
Yeah, sure, of course. All right, here we go.
$10,000 if you're allowed to hang out backstage.
No, there's no hanging. There's no hanging.
I have no idea.
You're going to get to meet the guy. He's going to hand you the guitar. You're going to take the picture. Hey, great show. Nice to meet you. But I don't. You're not sitting down and having a meal. So you think $10,000 if it included the ticket with no ticket? What do you think?
Because I'm looking at the ones we already talked about, because there's the, what is it? How much did that cost?
These are the sanctioned meet and greet packages that all these big bands do. This is a separate side piece of business that you do around that directly with Paul Stanley to purchase his guitars played that night on stage from him. This circumvents KISS, the meet and greets, the whole thing. This is a separate deal you make on his dedicated website.
On his dedicated website.
Yes, it's not part of the KISS meet and greet. That's why it does not include tickets or anything.
$7,000.
You're not even halfway there.
What? 14?
You're not even halfway there.
How much?
$18,000.
Jeez.
But wait, here's the best part. That does not include the guitar strap.
All right, the Shriller is about to kick in. The Shriller is starting to get wound up like a turbocharger.
You don't see that. You don't see $18,000 for that as just fucking bending somebody over and ramming it in their ass.
I do, but again, I look at that as don't buy it.
Well, I agree that don't buy it, but come on, man. Is it should? I mean, I guess it's a capitalist system. You charge whatever you want, but
yeah, you don't have to buy it.
Ed put it perfectly. It's a bad look.
It is. Well, I agree with that. I agree.
They look absolutely douchey for doing this shit. That's the real.
I mean, we thought it was ridiculous that Motley Crue was charging $4,000.
Yeah.
For their meet and greet. Now, $21,000 or $18,000 for a personal one-on-one meet and greet with Paul Stanley, a photo and a guitar signed to you.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
It's a ridiculous amount of money. It's more than a down on a house.
It is. But again, if you don't have the means and you're not irresponsible, you won't do this.
How many do they sell?
Well, they got 3 years to tour.
Do they sell 20?
Well, you know what? There's some people out there who have a lot of money,
mm-hmm.
and they would just do that for shits and giggles, just to put it up on their wall somewhere. So I'm not thinking it's Joe Lunchbox doing this. I mean, not to say that there aren't any who would do that, but I'm just saying I'm thinking that this is the novelty item for one of these multimillionaire guys. You know, the guys that have the VIP seats and the limo to the show and have more money than he knows what to do with. A guy in his middle ages who's got the young girlfriend and he's very successful. It says, hey, you want to meet Paul Stanley? I bought his VIP tickets. I'm going to get a guitar from him too.
Yeah, no, suck.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. So I could see that happening, to impress the young girlfriend.
Maybe.
So, a guy who's got, like I said, very successful, millions of dollars, $21,000 is nothing to a guy like that.
Do you think that meeting Paul Stanley impresses a 25-year-old chick?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Not that they're fans, but it's just like, well, if you take them to the show first and it's an arena-size show, mm-hmm. and then you get to go backstage and be one-on-one with the lead singer guy.
Yeah. I just think that you could probably accomplish that with Justin Bieber or something more her age.
Well, maybe.
I mean, do you think if you waved $10,000 to the promoter of Justin Bieber's tour, you couldn't get backstage?
Maybe.
That's Steve Jackson in the chat room just put it the best. If you give that kind of money to KISS, you're an asshole.
Well,
I agree.
Well, again, but the guy, say he's our age.
Yeah.
And he's made it in life. Multi-millionaire guy.
Yeah.
And, I grew up with these guys, and this was cool, and this is the last round, and, me and my friends in high school when I didn't have a pot to piss in, now I got money, I'm in my middle ages. Why not? I can afford it.
Yeah,
that's what I call fuck you money. You know, it's just like, yeah, I got money to just blow.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. The whole thing is just disgusting to me.
Well, it is. It is over the top, just, excess.
Yeah, it's disgusting, anybody that spends it, and it's way more disgusting that at this point, after so much money has been generated for these 4 guys or these 8 guys, or however many people have been in KISS, these 2 guys, really, because they're the 2 that have all the money, that they're still going to put it out there on that level. That's just shit.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Again, you can lead a horse to water,
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here we go.
If you want the strap that was on the guitar that went around his shoulder, it's an extra $3,000.
Best shrill yet.
It's an extra $3,000.
Very shrilly, Eddie. Extremely shrilly.
If you want the strap that was on his shoulder, it's an extra $3,000.
Wow. Okay.
For the strap?
The strap.
For a fucking strap.
The strap. So the total package is $21,000, and it doesn't get you into the show. You still have to buy a ticket to go to see the show. So you got to buy the ticket to see the guitar for the 90 seconds that it was on the stage.
Eddie gets wound up.
He definitely does.
Wow.
You think he'd be this wound up if Gene and Paul would just do his show?
No. I think that if things were copacetic between Gene and Paul and Eddie, yeah. I think he would somehow figure out a way to justify their actions.
You think so?
Yeah.
Probably true. I can't say that I disagree.
Yeah, I think that if everything was cool and he was like buds, it would just be, I get what you guys are doing. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, because he's sure not calling out Ace for any of these bad records that he's putting out.
Nope. All right.
Because that's not thrown in.
My God.
But the crazy thing is they're gonna find people that are gonna do it. That's why they do it. You can't blame the bands or the artists for doing this. All this crazy, excessive, insanely priced stuff.
Take a breath.
It's insane!
The shriller.
He's real wound up
here. Yes, he loves the shrill.
They wouldn't be doing it if they didn't find people who were going to spend the money for it. I mean, it's capitalist society. I got no problem with that. If I could find somebody who's going to give me $100 for the lint in my pocket right now outside on 49th Street, give me your $100. Here's the lint.
You know what? Next time I see Eddie, I am going to whip out a $100 bill and I'm going to ask him for the lint in his pocket.
Are you really?
I swear to God, I'll do that. Swear to God.
Oh, my God. Make sure that whoever you're with is filming.
Yeah, absolutely. I got a $100 to blow.
Yeah. You need to definitely do that.
I will. I swear to God, I will do that.
Ed, I'll give you $100 right now.
Yeah, for the I will. I will have if I know I'm going to be somewhere where Eddie's going to be.
Yeah,
I'm going to bring $100 bill with me, and I'm gonna have somebody filming it. And I said, Eddie, $100 for the lint in your pocket.
Yeah, I heard you say this on your show, Ed. Here's $100. But I need the photo.
I swear I'll do that.
That will be awesome.
Yeah. So I got something lined up for summer of 2019. I'm sure I will cross paths with Eddie somewhere.
And I'm going to tell you now, if you do and you get video of it, I will get it on Blabbermouth.
Of course you will.
Eddie Trunk sells lint for $100.
Yeah. So I swear I will do that.
That's fucking hysterical.
Yep.
Keep that clip of him saying that. Keep it handy in case we need it.
I'll do it.
Because I'm sure Stevie, if nobody else, will run that story.
So that's my goal for 2019.
So to buy some lint from Eddie?
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Well, in a capitalist society, there's a sucker born every minute.
Well, it's just, I mean, and look, he's not the only one that does this. I don't know what the different price points are. I think Nikki Sixx did it with Motley. I know Joe Perry did it with Aerosmith. I know some other guys do it. They're separate side deals. They're just like, I don't know what the pricing is for the other guys, but somebody sent me the link. And then if you want to order past shows, there's cheaper packages available. I don't know.
Because here's the thing, musicians are very particular about their instruments. If you think this is coming out of, Paul Stanley's private collection of guitars.
That's the other thing. That's the other thing. The guitars, many times I've seen artists sign guitars that they would never play in a million years. Isn't even their brand, is a knockoff of the one they actually play. It's not the same quality. It's not the same pickups. It's not the actual thing. They'll go and, the guitar probably costs them $300. They go to the person who makes.
I doubt it's even that much.
Yeah, I doubt that. They're usually dirt cheap.
Yeah, they're like $60.
Mm-hmm.
The real guitar and say, hey, send me 500 knockoffs. They throw them in a truck and they go on the tour, and those are the guitars that they sign. That's why they'll play it for one song or a half a song. So you can say it was stage played, but it's not. In most cases, I'm not saying in every, but in most cases, it's not the thing. And I'm sure Gene does it. I know Gene does it with his basses. I don't know how he does it, if it's the same setup. But this is online. You can see it. It's not a secret. It's just not something that a lot of them publicly broadcast because it's so excessive. It's so much money. But, if you're in the know and you got that kind of money, you find out about it.
Well, see there, that's what I say.
Yeah. No, dude, you know what? I'm really torn on this. I think it's disgusting as fuck, but I don't blame him for doing it. What this does, if nothing else, is makes me glad I'm not a Kiss fan.
or that Uber fan of anybody.
Of anybody, but certainly not of Kiss. Because I would be disgusted if somebody that I actually respect was doing this. I would be disgusted to admit that. Oh, yeah, that's my friend. That's fucking everybody that fucking made him a billionaire. I would be disgusted with that. But, but at the same time, I don't blame him. If there's stupid fucking half-hearted rubes that'll spend it, then let them do it. I guess.
Well, that's my feeling on it.
I can't wait for somebody to call in that actually does it. It's like, well, I'm not fucking stupid. I just can afford it, man.
Right.
I can't wait to hear that.
Okay.
There's better ways to spend your money.
Don't you guys, now if you're around my age, you can relate to this. You remember the days when you just went to a concert?
Or
you just went to a concert. Like, you didn't. The only criteria was, I'm on the floor, I'm on the side, I'm on the upper level. That's it. I got loge seats, I got uppers, I got floor. That was your three choices. 50, 75, 100.
And if you returned with something that one of the artists, one of the people in the band that you went to go see used, it was a thrown guitar, a drumstick or
maybe
a guitar
you got
pick.
lucky, you got a pick or a stick if you were close. That's it. You wanted to spend a little extra money, you bought the T-shirt. You had your choice of the T-shirt, the regular T-shirt, or the 3/4 sleeve baseball jersey T-shirt. That's it. Maybe a tour book. Some artists did the tour book. That's it.
Well, I gotta admit, I have got a shit ton of concert T-shirts, and I've got a shit ton of tour books.
Right. Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, that's a nice memento. I get, dude. Again, it's that hard. It's where is the line? And I guess there, much like the verbal line, there's no economic line either. I guess, but what is next? Can you sign over your house in order to fucking have them play your backyard one time before they take over your home?
Well, Gene did it with the vault. He was bringing it directly to your house.
Well, no, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, at what point does Gene just say, look, I'll take the note for your house?
In exchange?
Yeah, in exchange for, I'll play a private concert for you, in your house. But at the end of it, you move out.
Yeah, but what was Gene's vault cost to have it hand delivered to your house? Was that $50,000?
So it was some crazy.
Yeah, it was $50,000, right?
I don't know. Maybe it was. It probably was. It's just out of control, dude. I mean, come on. I'm not even kidding about. Do you think if you wanted KISS to come to your house and play a show, that they would exchange it for the note to a house?
Well, I guess if they had some kind of a financial banker or something on retainer that could actually get some kind of value for your note.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
Is there not any kind of line that these guys won't fucking... Is there no place where they'll say, nah, that's too much?
Yeah.
There's no place that they'll say that's too much. To me, this guitar thing is too much.
Well, again, it's a little less than half of what Gene was asking to come to your house and bring you the vault.
Yeah, but you're only going to fucking stand next to him for 3 seconds and get a $400 guitar. That's a fucking... I don't know. What little respect I had for this band is quickly dwindling when I hear shit like this.
Well, it is the end of the road, dude. Got to cash in.
But I guess that's part of the cashing in, is cashing in the reputation as well as the music.
There you go.
Just disgusting.
There was no meeting nobody. There was no everybody looking at the show through their phones. There was none of that. There was no VIP. There was no spend this and you get the first opportunity to spend more by getting to merch first. There was no, I'm going to buy today I'd like to buy the guitar player's snot rag for $7.50 after the show. None of that. No. There was a mystique. The people who sat in the front rows were the people who were the most hardcore fans, because those were the people that got up early enough in the morning to line up early enough to get their tickets before anybody else.
Yep, we talked about that a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Where you go to Ticketmaster, and if you could be the first one in line, there's a high probability you would get front row seats.
Sure.
But with all this, this ticket
secondary market,
these ticket brokers and everything, chances of you getting good seats, not so much anymore.
No, you either got to know somebody in the band or have a good amount of money in your pocket to get good seats.
That's right.
Dude, my Bob Seger tickets, I bought them 10 minutes after they went on sale, and I couldn't get on the floor. 10 minutes. And I'm in section 125, just off on the side. They're good seats, but they're not on the floor.
Right.
And I want it on the floor. What? Because I didn't get them until 10:10 the day they went on sale, then I get fucked? That's bullshit.
I agree.
The people in the front rows were not the people with the most money. They were simply the most dedicated people who waited the longest and fought the hardest to be first in line to buy their tickets before anyone else. Can you, to my younger listeners, I know I sound like an old man, but those were the days. Those were the days. A completely different experience going to a concert. Wasn't tiered, wasn't VIPs, it wasn't this includes a ticket, this doesn't, this includes a champagne toast, this includes the guitar strap. Nope, none of it. It was the most hardcore, loyal fans were up front. Nobody in the place spent a tremendous amount more than anybody else. And you went and you took in a concert experience and you left.
That's it.
Yeah. Dude, what's the least you ever spent other than freebies for KISS?
Boy. Let's see. I went to the farewell tour.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to remember what the cost of that was because it was so long ago.
That's probably $100.
It could have been.
Because that was a big deal then.
So that was, what, 96?
Did you ever see them without makeup?
No, I did not.
Because I was going to say that would be when they were cheap. That's my cheapest. I saw them and Black and Blue in 85, and it was $15.
Animalized tour.
No, it was King of the Mountain tour. All night.
I thought Black and Blue opened for him on the Animalized tour.
I know they played all night.
Okay.
Because I remember it because I was with this girl named Michelle, and I was like, see? Might have been. I don't know if it was. Regardless, it was $15. I know that. I know for a fact it was $15 because I still have the ticket stub around here somewhere. But yeah, it's God. Now we're up to $20,000 without a ticket.
Yeah,
it's fucking ridiculous.
All right. Well, Eddie continues to shrill over Gene Simmons.
Oh yeah,
and selling one of his bass axes.
Okay.
Now I met Gene last June, a year ago June.
Yeah.
And he was at the Comic-Con, and he was selling these basses, hawking these basses at this place.
How much do you charge you to speak to him?
Nothing. I met him kind of in the green room area.
Surprised he didn't charge you.
No, not at all. When I was hanging with Don, he knows Don, and Don introduced me to him, and I said, hey, I told you the story of this before. I said, hey, can I grab a picture with you? Just don't grab my ass.
Yeah, okay. Don't worry.
So, yeah, I met Gene for free. Free!
You're one of the... That's a story all by itself. That's a chapter in a book.
Yeah.
I took a picture with Gene Simmons and didn't have to pay for it.
Nope. All right, so here goes shrilling about Gene.
How unbelievable this stuff is, and who's buying it and who has the kind of money and would do this, right? But obviously people are, because they wouldn't be offering it if they don't find somebody that was willing to come up with that amount of money. So I said yesterday on the air, you got to figure there's no way Gene's not getting in on this action, and he's got to be doing it as well. Well, sure enough, ladies and gentlemen, I found it. If you go to a website, GeneSimmonsAxe.com, that is his little side action website where you can buy his basses. So you have your choice. Would you like to purchase the Paul Stanley knockoff guitar for 18 grand, 21 grand if you want the strap? Or would you prefer one of Gene's basses that he played for a song during one of the shows you may be going to see? Now, interestingly enough, these are, here's the word again, the buzzword of music right now, experiences. The backstage signing experiences. Personal one-on-one bass experiences. We will meet you at a designated area at the venue prior to the show. You and your guest will be escorted backstage to meet Gene Simmons. Please note, while meeting and chatting with Gene, you can ask Gene anything.
Wow.
Wow, that's great.
Can ask him anything. No questions off limits.
Gotta admit, this little part that Eddie's doing is kind of funny.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
You will find that Gene Simmons is very down-to-earth, funny, and knowledgeable on most any subject. This is unbelievable.
I love it.
All right, take it easy, Ed.
Deep breaths, Ed.
He's cracking himself up already. All right.
He cracked me up, too, in this segment. I actually laughed when he says what he's about to say.
All right, here we go.
You can
this is the cell. You gotta recognize I couldn't make this up.
All right, shrill away.
I really couldn't make it up, guys. You're not gonna believe this.
So I just find it so funny that he gets so shrill.
Yeah, he really hypes up.
He does.
I could not make this up. You will find that Gene is very down to earth, funny, and knowledgeable on most any subject. Hey, Gene, can we talk about Mars and going there? Like, imagine you could go there. It's like...
I think you need to talk to Ace Frehley about that. He's the spaceman.
Yeah, but Gene's all knowledgeable, so...
Well, he does, so he gave you a tip where to find more information.
Yeah. Ace could use the money.
Yeah, he's the spaceman, by the way.
And it'll only cost you $8,000 for that advice.
Oh, man. So, Gene, I have a humidity problem in my basement. What do you recommend? The splits, or should we put in a wall dehumidifier? Imagine you just went down there with something completely off the rails.
You mean like you right now, Ed?
Eddie's cracking himself up.
Eddie's like at a comedy show.
He is.
Drunk comedy show.
I'm here all week. Try the veal. Don't forget to tip your waitresses.
Hey, Gene, I got a 2010 Ford Explorer, and the AC just isn't blowing cold and the trans is slipping. Can you help me out?
Wow.
Eddie's just coming up with some good ones.
Yeah, he is.
All right.
I recommend going to Pep Boys.
But, Gene, the site says you're knowledgeable on most subjects.
Gene, can I talk to you about Brexit?
He might be able to talk about that. I don't know. He just would love to see somebody go up to him with, like, the most ridiculous thing.
You need a tissue, Ed? Wipe the tears from your eyes?
I just would like to see somebody do that.
You just wait till I offer you $100 for the lint in your pocket. Then you'll be cracking up.
I can't believe you're going to pay me that, Wendell.
Oh, God, I can't help it. It's too good. The Gene Simmons meet and greet base signings include choice of Gene Simmons base signed and personalized by Gene, base certificate of authenticity, hard shell fitted base case, private backstage meet and greet with Gene with up to 4 guests. Photo and video are allowed with your own camera. Up to 4 other items total, not per person, of memorabilia autographed by Gene. No other instruments or pit guards. Oh, and then this is the best. Not only can you buy the guitars, but offered for the first time ever by Gene, you can buy his stage-torched fire sword.
Well, you wanted the best, you got the best.
The hottest item in the world.
Right.
Yes, Gene Simmons on stage in front of you and thousands of fans using your bass or torching your sword live in concert. Then after the show, you'll meet Gene backstage. He'll hand it to you, personalize it, and sign it to your liking, along with a certificate of authenticity and a custom hardshell case, all while we snap tons of professional photos of your incredible experience with Gene Simmons.
All Eddie needs to do is just break into Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Yeah. What a special deal for you.
There'll be thrills, chills, action, and spills.
I hate to correct you, Wendell, but there'll be no chills with the fire that's brewing off of that sword.
You might buy the entire seat, but you'll only need the edge.
It's KISS.
Stage-played basses are modified for Gene to use on stage, and he's actually playing your bass on stage.
I like how it says starting price under each case.
And everything has a starting price. No, unlike Paul Stanley's, which is a flat, give me 21 grand if you want this. Like, for instance, if you want the sword that Gene is going to breathe the fire with at the night you see Kiss, It starts at $12,500, but it says will vary based on show date. This is...
Nice sound effect there, Ed.
He was ready.
He had the cash register sound.
Sure did.
Cool.
The sword that Gene will use for the one and only fire-breathing song. One sword available per show date. This has never been offered before. If he sells a lot of these, he's going to be breathing fire at the end of every song. He'll do the math. 20 songs, $12,000 a pop. Fuck that, I'm breathing fire, and I'll breathe fire 3 times in one song.
He's loving this.
Yeah. His other Ed guy thinks he's hilarious.
Yeah, he's pretty funny.
That is a fucking robbery, though. So what's he going to do? He's going to take bids? I mean, starting price? What's he doing? Taking bids for the sword?
I guess whoever has the highest price gets the sword.
That's fucking insanity.
Yeah. So if he only gets one bid, I guess that's the guy who gets the sword, starting at what, $12,000, $12,500?
Yeah. 12.5 at the minimum.
Yeah. All right, very good.
And then the bases range, like, that's what's interesting. That's all starting at. As a matter of fact, one of the bases, it's more depending upon if it's used in the song where he spits the blood. It says depending upon if it's a blood song or not. This shit is amazing.
This
shit is wild.
Kiss is amazing.
This is unfucking believable.
Ed, take it easy.
Yeah, no shit.
And someone will do it. So if you want, I'm assuming if you want the bass that he has around his neck at the time he breathes, he spits the blood, and some of the blood gets on the bass. That's probably like $30,000.
Yeah, you got to put it on layaway.
That's layaway. There's a payment plan for that if you want. the big sell, because they've been doing this for a while, right? Because and they're not the only artists that do it. I don't know if anybody does it quite to this level, but they do. But the big sell this time around is for the first time ever, the sword that he breathes the fire off of is now available for sale. So you guys thought I was kind of being, joking around. A few times I've said literally anything is for sale. It is, you're seeing like literally almost anything has a price, right? So if you're a big Kiss fan, you know that the song Gene always spits the blood in is God of Thunder, which is at the beginning of that song. And the song that he always breathes the fire in is usually Firehouse, right? And that's it. He does the fire one time, breathes it. He's been doing it forever. Imagine if people start plunking down $20,000 a pop for these swords, because it clearly says, only one sword available per show, because he only does that bit one time in the show. Imagine if, people start spending $20,000 a pop, and they want the sword really bad, right? All of a sudden, suddenly in the middle of a Kiss tour, Gene starts breathing fire in every song. It's like, hey, Kiss always just did that one time in Firehouse. Why in the middle of Beth is Gene running around breathing fire? Imagine the most inopportune times in a ballad or somebody else's moment, and all of a sudden he just comes running out, breathes a burst of fire, and takes the sword and runs off to the side of the stage.
You're a funny one.
Gotta admit, that is a funny image if you think about it.
Yeah. I had 2 offers tonight. I got to get both of them.
Get out of the way, Thayer.
Yeah. Hurry up. I got to breathe some fire on this real quick.
Step aside, singer.
Don't put it past him. If you suddenly start to go see Kiss and every other song, suddenly Gene is breathing fire with a different sword, there was a lot of orders that day.
Shrilly Eddie.
He's probably right, though.
Yeah. Got to make bank while you can.
I guess.
Or if Tommy Thayer's in the middle of his guitar solo and he's just spitting blood all over the place.
And Gene's in the corner just blowing blood, or with a box of swords, like imported from Japan. Like a pallet of swords next to him, like smoking a cigarette. Puff, there's 20 grand. Puff, there's 20 grand. He could be doing the transaction right in the side of the stage during the drum solo behind the drum kit. He just jumps out, blows a flame. Here you go.
You see a roadie ripping the swords out of the bubble wrap and just handing it to
him. And to the same point, if you see him and Paul Stanley changing guitars like between every single song, a lot of orders that day. A lot of orders to fill. Screw what the show sounds like. It might not even be live anyway.
What are you trying to say, Ed?
Well, he's probably right on that, too.
It's not going to be live. It might not be live anyway. What are you trying to say?
I think he's trying to say there's backing tracks.
Oh, my God.
Quick, give me something else to throw around my shoulders. Another 20 grand coming. Changing guitar straps in the middle of songs. There's something wrong with that one. It's a little tight. That's 3 grand quick, so.
Well, Ed, I think you pretty much sunk your ship there, ever making amends with the KISS guys.
No, they're done anyway.
Sorry, Ed, you're no longer going to be in the good graces.
Yeah, Doc McGee won't be calling.
That's right. So there you go. There's Ed for you, cracking himself up, shrilling away.
Wow. He's still shrilling, but he's also right. It is just embarrassing.
Well, perhaps it is. All right, well, let's play a couple of tunes. I'll let you pick a KISS tune.
All right. How about if we go with King of the Mountain from Asylum?
Okay. And why'd you pick that one?
My favorite KISS album. Not really, but
it just came to mind, right, Natalie?
Yeah, that's right. KISS Asylum, what comes to mind? King of the Mountain.
There you go. All right, well, here it is. It's KISS, King of the Mountain. Go get your burnt sword and your Paul Stanley guitar today.
All right.
It's KISS exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.